What's up everybody, Zabulus here, and I recently race changed my StamSorc to an orc, and I wanted to play StamSorc. Now I wanted to make a build that would have high mobility, really tanky, and a really good burst damage. So after several days of hard theory crafting and testing a lot of different sets and abilities, I finally made it. Hope you enjoy StamSorc PvP. So this build combines mobility, high burst damage, and good tankiness. And with the amount of magicka sustain that you have, you're always able to gap close, and you cannot get kited by a max orc. You can always stay on top of your target. And these are the reasons why I love this build so much at the moment. Hello guys, I'm Zabulus and welcome to my build video for the StamSorc. Now this build is probably the best build that you can get for StamSorc right now for open world PvP. I've done a lot of testing the past few days. I've tried so many different setup, heavy armor, medium armor, any combination of weapons. I've done like bow, 2H, like 2H 2H dual wield bow. 2H sword and board, dual wield sword and board. I've done medium and heavy, and so many different sets. And so far, this is the best build. So I'm gonna share it with you guys. I'm gonna start with the skills. So we are running Executioner. Let me close this. This is annoying. This is annoying me. Okay. Executioner, Dizzying Swing, Bound Armaments, Resolving Vigor for healing, Forward Momentum, Dawnbreaker of Smiting, Hurricane on the backbar, ransack, ball of lightning. You could go for streak, but I feel this has improved my survivability open world by so much, because a lot of the times when I was, when I was low, when I was running away, a max orc would like throw a frag at me, or anyone would attack me from range and I would die from that. So this just improves my survivability so much, open world. It's really worth running. We are then running Critical Surge for healing. This is a really strong heal, to be honest. And it's like it's needed on StamSorc. You don't have major mending or huge resistances or huge healing buffs or anything on StamSorc, so you need this this extra heal over time. Then we have Darkdeal, obviously, and I'm running Shield Wall. I don't even have this morphed, but you would want to have the Spell Wall morph. This is the morph that reflects the projectiles. We are running our race as an orc. We are running 64 points into stamina. The Serpent Mundus for recovery and decent sustain. And we are running max health and max stamina food. Alright, so I think that's covered. Let's get into the gear now. I'm running 2-piece selene, medium, both. One infused on the big piece and one impen on the small piece. Everything is stamina enchanted, by the way. I'm also running cyrodiil's crest. This pretty much compensates for the fact that we are not running Trollking and instead running a damage proc set. So this gives us like really good healing and good max health, good sustain. Like this set is really good right now. I really like this set right now on this class. So to save some stamina in my sustain, I have one sturdy here to reduce the cost of block, two well fitted here to reduce sprint and dodge roll cost, and then two more impen. So in total that's 3 impen, one sturdy, two well fitted, and one infused, and everything is max stam enchanted. This takes me to 2.1k critical resistance, and like to me this is enough. You could take that higher by getting more impens. It's your choice. Now we have the prisoners set on our backbar, which gives us crazy magicka sustain while sprinting. 3 jewelry, infused weapon damage on all of them. Then we have a powered axe of prisoners and a shield. My shield is divines with a stamina glyph. You would want this to be sturdy, and you would want this to be probably defending or nirnhoned. It doesn't really matter too much on this bar. Things don't scale so well with neither powered or nirn, so you might as well just go defending at this point. And we are running drain health poisons to deal damage and heal, so that's really good. Then we are running a maul of agility to give us like really good penetration. And it's nirnhoned with a weapon damage enchantment. So yeah. Now I'm gonna get into the potions that we're using and the food and shit. So I'm mostly using these pots, the crit pots, to buff my damage and healing. This also gives me a burst heal with the health on this pot, and it helps my sustain by giving me stam back and increasing my stamina recovery. I then have a sense of lingering health. This is when I'm under heavy pressure. I pop this to get like crazy heals, and when I'm kiting, like for example, I can have these invisibility pots. So like when I'm kiting and there's a huge zerg behind me, I can streak away a few times. I get that crazy magicka sustain from sprinting on this bar, and then I can pop an invis pot and I can survive zergs this way. The food I already mentioned it. It's max health and max stam. And I think I've covered this stuff, so now let's get into the CP. I have 22% into reduced block cost, 16% into reduced raw dodge, 10% into increase the resource gain from heavy attacks, because we're in heavy, so this is really good. We are then having 13% into stamina recovery, 20% into reduced cost of break free, and 1 into siphoner. I don't know where else I can put this point, so it goes well here. It's just another debuff that applies. So we then have 7% into increase our healing received. 43, 37, 40 here. I have more damage, like reduced damage taken in physical damage than magical damage, because most players in cyrodiil are stamina, so this is better. Then we have 57 into resistant and 66 into ironclad, 76 into mighty, 43 into piercing, 56 into precise strikes. It's important to buff our crits, crit damage and crit healing. We are then having 81 in master at arms, because like we pretty much only have instant damage abilities, and we have 9% into increase the damage of light attacks. This scales pretty well with our light attacks. We have nothing in here. Okay, so how do you play this build? You want to keep your long buffs up, so crit surge, hurricane, and 4 momentum. And you want to apply your ransack debuff, your major fracture on opponents by light attacking and ransack on them. Then you bar swap into dizzying swing and executioners, or more disease depending on how their health is at this point. And you will most likely have a selenes procs like at this point, which will do like a ton of damage, and you can pretty much one shot. I mean, it's not a real one shot, but like you can burst most people in cyrodiil pretty quickly with this, if you manage to make everything hit your target. And you can also combine it with Dawnbreaker instead of like more disease, or you know. When you're getting CC'd, alright, so I didn't mention this, but in this tree we have 120 points, so we get the Enchant passive. So when you break free, you can immediately use Vigor, and it won't cost like, it will pretty much be free, a free Vigor when you break free. So like, when I'm kind of in a shitty situation and I'm getting CC'd, I like to break free, immediately Vigor, and since I have the CC break immunity, I can dark deal a lot and get a lot of health back and a lot of stam back, and then I'm just ready to fight more again. So there's kind of an advantage to getting CC'd actually as a StamSorc, at least on this build. So that's pretty cool. As I said, this build is really strong. So that's it for the StamSorc dispatch. I hope you enjoy it. Leave a like, subscribe, and I will see you next time, boys.